Welcome back to the Dopesick Show you won't get sick of. I'm Spencer and this is my sidekick Sasha. I spent most of my 20s in federal prison, but I've been off heroin since April 9, 2010. Got a lot of stories about the stupid stuff I did to get put in prison. Also got a lot of stories about the crazy stuff that happened when I was in prison. And God forbid you end up in prison, you want to make some of the same mistakes I made. So, did a live with Big Weeby the last 2 days in a row. Jay Williams was on both. Now, 2 days ago, he made a brief appearance. Last night, man, we had him up till 3:30 a.m. I feel bad. He was good enough, and he said some stuff. The man's smart, okay? He's like a white Morgan Freeman, okay? Like that person, everything he says sounds like gold coming out of his mouth like it's this. I mean, the dude can speak, and he's got something to say. And, he said he watches this channel. That blew my freaking mind, man. I mean, I'm serious. That tripped me out. I know, he's like, I know I'm just another guy. Nah, you the biggest dude in this stuff, man. But anyhow, that live is on Big Weeby on his channel. And you need to check him out if you hadn't already. Me and him are getting ready to do some stuff that's going to blow y'all's freaking mind. Like, I'm glad that I know who's who right now because you're going to see. We got something you won't even believe what we got, in the works right now. If I'm saying some stuff like that, just trust me on this. This is some other stuff. That's yeah. Shoot, I can't. I want to say it so bad. It's so hard for me not to, but I'm not going to. But anyway, the white trash circus, the mountain mafia. I mean, I'm gonna let you know something. I like gutter people. Now, people that are pieces of trash that you can't turn your back, they're gonna steal something from you. I don't like that. But like, even though I've got this country accent, a woman who was from Tennessee watched me when I was little. That's where I picked it up. I never went fishing, hunting, none of that. Didn't do it, in Roanoke, it's a city. So, despite the country accent, grew up in Roanoke, and they all thought I talked country too. So, I mean, that's just what it is. But, it's just the accent. But I love country people. I went down to live with my aunt after I got kicked out of everywhere in Roanoke. I even went to that Catholic school, twacked out for 2 weeks. Figure I go in a twitchy kid, they'll just figure that's how it is. Well, yeah, they did it first, but they caught on. You can't be hustling inside of a Catholic school. That ain't gonna work too well. But so I ended up having to go live in Whitewood, Virginia, which is near Grundy. Okay, it's down in the corner. Now Grundy, they got more national championships for wrestling. Okay, you heard you want to wrestle? Yeah, it's them country people down there. Now I went to Twin Valley. It's not Grundy. It's a little bit away from it. Didn't even have a wrestling team. But even if they had, I couldn't get down with the spandex. You know what I mean? You can see like the whole outline of your bulge and your junk, and then your parents are coming, like watching you, cheering you on while and I mean you're in these tights where you can see the outline of your dong. I mean, I couldn't get down with that, and I regret not wrestling. I mean, I wish they just did like, be like a rash guard type, kind of like jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? With some shorts without pot. Couldn't do it though. But anyhow. Living down there, it was some of the best times. Casey, oh, I loved her back then. Oh, man, she was with this douchebag. Man, he was a douchebag. He was better than the other ones that were after him, in the time between when we got together. He never, put hands on her. But anyhow, Casey is a little track star. She was cute as could be. We were both dark as could be, tan as could be. Looking like Casper right now I am. But I always wondered, what nationality is she? She didn't look like she was, but I didn't either. I looked like I could be one of 10 different nationalities. But anyhow, so I go down there and I'm selling dope. That's why she didn't like me. She's a straight A track star. And I learned from a friend who's got family that works in a motel business, that it's quite a price hike. Now, I'm going to tell you something I did. Now, I'm not advocating dealing. I spent most of my 20s in federal prison, but this is leading to this funny, crazy story. I bought a whole bunch of high-grade weed, and I took it down. I thought these country mothers ain't never seen any weed, like this. I'm going to make a killing. I went down there to the first person. He's like, oh, that's pretty good. Here's 40 for a quarter. I said, this is 120 a quarter. He said, I'm not paying no 120 a quarter for what? I'm like, but it's better. It didn't matter. He said, weed is weed. I pay 40 a quarter. That's all I'm going to pay. So you can go ahead and keep this fancy city stuff. I had to get rid of it on the weekends when I went back home. I thought I was gonna kill him with the headies down there, but that didn't work. Didn't work much at all. So what ended up getting me tied in with these people is I get kicked out of my aunt's house, but I don't want to quit going to school. I like school. I was good at school. I was the only person to get a 600 on the SOL, which is a perfect score on the writing part. But a lot of people down there write like they talk. Tar fire down in the holler. That means there's a tire fire down on the cul-de-sac. And, it's like their own language. But that's how they write. So, I'd write it 5 minutes before class. Miss Case would be taking a smoke break. I'd write it real quick. I'd get a 100. People beside me like, I stayed up working with my mom 30 minutes on this one. You're going to fail. And I got 100 and they got a C+. They'd be pissed as anything. So anyway, I get kicked out of my aunt's house because she knows I'm using and dealing, as she should have done. But I didn't want to quit going to school. So, I need to get hooked in with some people because, I'm sporting. I'm not trying to go back. So anyway, I go to this place. I get taken to this place by a friend, okay? And we go up. It's way like this. They got these gravel roads that go up like it's up a mountain, like a literal mountain. My grandma's, house is on a mountain. And we go up, and it's just this crazy gravel driveway upside this mountain, round corner through woods, everything else. We get to this house, and go inside, and it's a handful. It's like a family of people. I'm sure it's cousins, stuff like that. And had me sit down, break out what I got, and give it a try. I was unemployed back then, and marking up a whole lot. And we talk business and stuff. Well, man, when you get involved in drugs, you get yourself put in situations that are dangerous. That's something I want to bring up in these videos. I get some laughs and stuff, but like it was some dangerous situations that I ended up in. And they pull out some speed, put it down on the table, crush it, and they say, "There you go." I said, I'm good. I don't want any of that. And my friend felt like he cracked my rib. He elbowed me, so he said, "Hey, he'll take it." He said, I'll take one too. And he let me know when we were leaving, "Mother, you don't tell them no when they're offering you something like that." So I'm like, "Guess I'm doing speed today." Didn't have a choice. Okay, so that was the first thing. Now this is a wild bunch. Okay, the one dude, he's got like missing a front tooth, skinny, tall, leathery skin, got that mechanic type muscle though, that working man muscle. And him and this woman, this hillbilly woman, like, "You don't know how to flat foot? Woman, I've been flat footing since you were 5 years old." And then I'm like, what's happening right now? I think they're getting in a fight. And you wouldn't believe what happened. Hillbilly dance off. Apparently flat footing is when you put your hands on your hips and you do this river dance looking stuff. And the one would do it, the one man would do it, and apparently he must have done some tap dancing or something. He could dance a little bit with these flat footing, but it's the weirdest spectacle I've ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Like the upper half of their body's locked, and they're just doing this wild stuff, clapping their feet. It sound like they're tapping feet on the floor. And after he'd do his little dance, his little jig, he'd go to her and he'd go. So I'm with these tweaked out rednecks that are dancing, having a dance off. They don't make me take speed in their house, talking deals and everything else. I'm like, man, what is going on? This is where life has brought me, up here on this mountain, with these hillbillies on speed, having a dance off, looking like river dance in here. It was the wildest stuff. But anyhow, so I sit there some more. They bring out some moonshine, ask me if I wanted some. I learned I don't have a choice, so you better drink it. Because when they ask you, do you want some, that means drink, mother. That's how it works. And even if you do try something and they offer you something else, they should know because you tried the first thing that you're good. It's proven, you can let it go. But nah, you better try everything they offer you. Okay, so drink some of his moonshine and they get some of the berries out of it. And now that's what'll mess you up. I'm gonna tell you, this guy who went to visit the cabin of my uncle, he decided he got in the church he wasn't going to drink anymore, so he was just going to eat a bit of the fruit out of the moonshine. Big mistake. This was something funny happened too. And he was messed up like on the couch, and my uncle walked up to him and goes, "Hey Jeff," I'm about to cuss, so just before. check this shit out. And you're, blah, 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 blah. God damn it, I shit my pants. That was the first time my uncle shit his pants. The second time, he was drunk hunting, and apparently he pooped in his overalls, and when he pulled them up, it went all up and down his back. But anyhow, I'm at this white trash circus with this stuff, and everybody's crazy. Everybody's talking about this stuff, asking me questions, and we're getting some business and stuff worked out, because Blow, they didn't have a steady thing of that going. People do speed down there because it's a whole lot cheaper. Blow, it costs twice as much, and you could cut it. It was like literally the markup. Typically in Roanoke, it would have been $50 per gram, and it was going, in half or better could be cut. It was going for $100. So basically, a gram cut in half and made into 2 grams. It was making $200, paying $800 for an ounce, which that seems like big money dreams, but it all ends up in prison. You always do. All this math and all this stuff. Multiply it and add it and divide it and see how much it comes out to after you get to your time. You made less than minimum wage by the time it's all done. So anyway, they bring out some weed next. They ask me if I want some. Now that's where I was like, oh, because I don't like smoking weed. They don't make me eat moonshine berries. Don't make me drink the moonshine and it was. Then they made me smoke that, and I was like, oh no. I don't know how I'm going to function. Are they going to rob me? Nah, they just like getting messed up. Oh man, it was awful. I was all kinds of twisted. So then at that point, I can't even I feel like the whole world's spinning. I'm about to fall off the mother edge. It is not a good, it's terrible. Well, I'm sure it's wasn't their plan, but this is how it happened. I'm like, hey, that speed you got, let me get a little bit more of that so I can snap out of it, which is incredibly dangerous, the up to go down and the down to go up. But that's what I did, and I wasn't going to use the Blow, because when you do Blow, every 20 minutes you need more. You run through $500 of that in a day. That's why they call speed the poor man's coke. And that's kind of, this time with these people was kind of like what got me a little bit more into that. That stuff's the devil, I'm going to tell you. You see stuff, hear stuff. Man, I'm already kind of crazy a little bit with my mental health issues. That stuff, oh man, it was awful. Somebody come to buy stuff from me. As soon as they opened the door, it was like they probably felt like they were getting robbed, just coming to try to buy something off me. They had something weapon pointed at them, couldn't have a cell phone, couldn't have a watch. Big Kobe in the stores, he got set up because somebody had a camera and a watch that was working for Vice. And that camera and the watch got him 4 years. But anyhow, I stay up there at this place. It's this and it's a pretty little house. And they got a moonshine still. They take me out in the back. They got a little field of weed, and it surprised me now because a lot of time they don't have the genetics, the name strains. And see, I'm big on the genetics whenever growing stuff. Know what you're growing. Always ordered from dealers that produce Cannabis Cup winners. When you can, why not? You can get feminized seeds, so it's guaranteed that it'll be a female plant. If you have a female plant that's isolated and you spray colloidal silver on one branch, as it's maturing, it will produce pollen sacs on that one branch, and it will basically screw itself, pollinating itself, guaranteeing a female seed, a feminized seed. So, with that, but they don't have all that. But they got these plants out there that are giant, and they're good, and they know what they're doing. That was where I was interested, okay? Because they pay $40 a quarter no matter what down there. That's what we've been getting to with all this. $40 a quarter. Wait, $40 a quarter? Well, it screwed me when I went down there in the beginning, and I thought, $40 a quarter, it might be all right now. Even if I were to pay $40 a quarter all the way up, this would still be 120, 140 in Roanoke. So yeah, because they knew what they were doing. Generational. This was like a family thing. Oh man, hillbillies in there. As Rick from Vegas Prison Story said, you can't say certain words on here they don't like. Pow pows, bang bangs. Yeah, they'd have those all over the place. Rednecks in there. They're right to bear. They bear, and they had them out everywhere, man. Everywhere. I've grown up with family with a whole lot of that, but this was wild. This was like on every other table. Man, somebody pulled up on that property, came in that door, they wouldn't have a chance. But anyway, yeah, the hillbilly dance off with that flat foot and stuff. They must have done that, like, it must have been like 2 or 3 separate times with different ones of them. They'd have a random dance offs. I guess they like to get tweaked out on speed and have dance offs. And drink moonshine and smoke and, just have a good old time. It's a wild bunch. I didn't like that I had to do the stuff, they were making me use. And, I ended up in prison because of my actions like during this point. I mean, I have to say that. Realize that's the outcome of this. There were no big money dreams that were ended in a happy ending. So watch the movie all the way through. Don't watch it like I did. I watched Requiem for a Dream and I was watching the getting money parts. I wasn't watching him getting his arm cut off at the end. And then, the Wayne's brother and the racist thing. And then Jennifer Connelly, yeah, she getting, man, didn't even good for her. Got turned out. Play the movie all the way through. Play it till the end. But pay attention to the end. Don't pay attention to the getting money parts. That's what I did in every movie. In Blow with George Jones, shoot. Paying attention to that getting money. Belly, shoot. Paid attention to the getting money part. Okay? The end. The end game. The final result. Think about that if you're doing it. I mean, just think about that. I mean, seriously. I mean, just me personally, I'm a straight dude. That's just what it is. I would rather be free working at the most menial job possible and be around the women on a daily basis than be around sweaty balls constantly for 5 to 10 years of your life. A bunch of nasty, sweaty balls is what you're going to get if you keep selling dope. So, just remember that, sweaty balls. Ain't no good. I mean, if that's your thing, whatever, yeah, you go in there, ain't a whole lot of options for you, know what I'm saying? You have to get dirty magazines and you better hope you don't get caught with them. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I had 6 of them. Jamie Jones held them. Whenever he gets back, I'll have him talk about that. I didn't hold anything in my cell. They weren't ever gonna get me with anything, but SIS had it out for me. They searched, tore me up a number of times at random. So anyway, that's the end of the video. If you like to press the like button. If not, it's 17 minutes and 36 seconds of your life in which you'll never give back. Now, might be going on a live tonight and talking. If y'all want me to do a live on here, let me know. Now, I get a little bit more open and loose with it on the lives, you know what I mean? So, it's a different side of me you see come out. See, I've got this side of me where I can sit down and do this a little more professionally. Okay, I've done speaking engagements, so I'm able to turn it on. But, like, the normal me is a little bit more, like, basically in the prison genre, like, where it's like you got all these 6 screens, these prison people. Okay, I'm the ODB of the group. I'm the old dirty bastard, okay? I'm the wild one that's talking crazy stuff that everybody like, what? I'm ODB of the prison group. I'm the one that, you don't know what they're going to do next or say next. Jay's a good dude for coming on there and talking, man. I mean, it was really cool of him. I'm a huge fan of the man, just such a good person. Like, I know shitty people. Sorry, I try not to cuss on here, but I do. And he's not. I mean, his intentions, but his intentions are so good that I can see that a little bit tortured by, certain things. His intentions are so good that when it doesn't work out, it seems like he can be a tortured person. I understand that because I go through the same thing. Try to help so many people and watch 44 people die. It's a mother. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. My mom's got her 40th anniversary of her small business today. We got this party we're doing for it. It's going to be a cool thing. I'm excited. 40 years she's been doing this. She knows her stuff with jewelry. My mom's the best mom on the planet. I'm really lucky. Obviously, if that my mom, I wouldn't be here. I mean, she gave birth to me. People say that. I always think it's stupid. But without my mom, I wouldn't be here because, I'd be doing 20 to life in prison. Okay? Because I got sent for something I didn't do. She helped turn over some stones and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. There we go.